The fifth hole is really one of the underrated holes here at Riviera, and I thought we'd take a in-depth look at it while we have a chance out here on Monday and the last day before the sun disappears for the week. This is the view from the tee. This is the upper tee. There are two tees. There's a lower tee and the upper tee. A little bit of an awkward angle here. Part of it's just the fairway contour alignment isn't quite with the tee, with this upper tee. And there's out of bounds right, so it's a very tricky tee shot into the prevailing wind. I stand corrected. It's not marked as out of bounds over here down the right side. There are no stakes any longer, so that's going to create some interesting situations. I don't recall that being the case in the past, but it probably was. This is that area in the fairway where it reaches a high point, and right about in here, then a good drive in the old days would have gotten that extra boost right about here. But now that guys don't really need to hit driver, it's not as much of an issue. And this is the view players get when you get up with a perfect drive. This great green complex with a bunker left, that weird funky mound on the right, and trees to the rear to give you a little bit of depth perception help. One thing you have to be careful of is hitting it down the left side. It's very easy to do with the OB, and what happens is over here you have this little fall off to what is just a swath of nasty kikuyu grass. You can see it's just a potential lost ball, and even if you do find it, you're left with this shot: side hill, hanging lie, slight opening here with the trees and the mound. And here's the view into the green. Now what this mound is there for, I have no idea. Never been able to know. We don't have any of George Thomas's old drawings or writings to tell us what is underneath that, but you have to guess there was something there they decided to bury. It also serves a great drainage purpose. It deflects water that comes off this hillside in the really heavy rains, and of course it just looks great. It's just a wonderful feature. It's so different than anything else on the property, and it fits in because it ties into this slope area here. Here's what the mound looks like if you're stuck behind it, which sadly I have been, and many other golfers have. Not many pro golfers, so it's really not an issue for them, but believe it or not, the green is on the other side of this. Here's the backside view of the mound on the fifth hole, looking back towards the tee. And then the green's down below here. See, the bunker here is well short of the green. You probably noticed back in the fairway it looked like it was right up on the green, but it's well short. The green's probably shrunk a little bit over the years, although as I recall in the old photos the green didn't go all the way to the bunker. Another interesting feature is over here on the right of the green. There also wasn't green that went all the way to the right in the old aerials, but there's a great little fall off hazard over here on the right. You're just absolutely dead if you're in it. Here's that little dip with the 6T in the background. Again, this was all shaped back in 1926 and 27. Yet it all blends in quite beautifully. Another one of the great things about an old golf course, here's the 6T right behind the fifth green. Just right on the putting surface. Here it is, the fifth green. You probably can't see it very well in the shadows, but it has a really nice subtle pitch from the top side down to where we're standing here, and then one little upslope here in the foreground. Very subtle, very simple. It's almost a bowl, but not quite. Putts are always very tricky on this green, and it just sits in here so beautifully. It's totally manufactured, man-made. Everything about this hole has some man-made element that makes it great, and yet it all sits in here so beautifully. And the view today compared to the old tournament photograph.